Hello and welcome to Freedom Through Astrology, where we're giving you the keys. It's freedomthroughastrology.com. I'm your astrologer, Donald Patak. It's my contact information, standard YouTube copyright. And these are the keys to the reading because I do read astrology just a little bit differently. First of all, I read constellational astrology, sometimes called true sidereal astrology. What is that? Astrology by the visible sky, because in ancient times, the astrologers were astronomers and they read the sky, they mapped out the astronomy, and then they interpreted by astrology. Tropical astrology fixes the signs to seasons, and the sky hasn't looked that way since the Roman Empire. So I'm doing astrology by astronomy using the modern sky. I use 13 signs because if you're doing astronomy between Scorpio and Sagittarius, there's a gap. That gap is the sign of Ophiuchus, the wounded healer. The astronomy symbol is a man holding a snake by the head and the tail. Snake in ancient times meant knowledge. So holding a snake by the head and the tail meant you controlled knowledge, using it to heal himself or heal yourself so you can heal others. So that's Ophiuchus. I use the natural sign sizes. Say that 3 times fast. Because Mother Nature in her wisdom made them all different sizes. Virgo is huge at just under 49 degrees. Aries, Cancer, Scorpio, Libra, Ophiuchus, all are under 25 degrees. Leo, I think it's a Virgo, Leo, Pisces, and Sagittarius. Those 4 signs make up over 50% of the visible of the night sky, or the sky in general. Okay, but I use the natural size of the signs, and I use astrological midpoints. The IAU boundaries are a little arbitrarily drawn. Athan Chimenti noted this in his explorations, especially with the border between Scorpio and Ophiuchus, because stars from Scorpio are inside the border of Ophiuchus, which makes no sense. So we looked at the zodiac belt, last bright star, first bright star, came up with a midpoint on each constellation. I think it's more accurate. That's my perception anyways. This is the weekly edition is the transiting to transiting planets. So these are the universal lessons for your fellow Earth travelers. So have compassion on them. You're struggling with it, so are they. I read evolutionary astrology, which says that these transits are teachers. The planets, the signs, etc., are teachers, and these are lessons for you to learn, and you have freedom of choice. You are fated to face these transits. How you choose to work with those energies, that's your choice, and that will dictate the outcome or influence the outcome. So enjoy your freedom of choice. Dates are based on the Eastern U.S. time zone, as I am outside Buffalo, New York. I'm operating within 1 degree of exact. So if I used wider aspects like I do for birth charts and other transit readings, this reading would be overwhelming. I'd feel confused. You could feel lost. So this keeps it manageable. And the software that I use is Capricorn by Prometheus. And these are the weekly transits for the week of May 19th through the 25th, 2025. Our sun is solidly in Taurus. So that's finding your it's core identity, finding its inner peace and inner strength. The moon is actually relatively busy going between Capricorn and Taurus. It does take a nice pause with Pisces in the middle there, and really doesn't hit Taurus until late Sunday night. So busy, I think, is actually an overstatement. It's steady. And we do have the last quarter moon in Aquarius on Tuesday. We'll talk about that shortly. 2 sign changes this week. We begin with Monday with Mars moving into Leo, courage to express yourself, and Thursday with Mercury entering Taurus. Slow down that thinking process so you don't say something that gets you in a whole lot of trouble. That's my one cat. I have to listen to how he coughs because it's the cat. Our active planets this week are the Sun and Mercury. They have the most aspects, so I'll be talking about them a lot. And those are the inner planets. And the outer planet Saturn has a few aspects that are important. And in our power transit, we do have Jupiter working with the nodes and Chiron. It's finishing up the nodal transit and working with Chiron. And we also have a very long transit this week between Venus and Mars. I think it starts Monday and goes through Saturday. So relationships and giving you courage being very important. And we have one retrograde planet, Pluto, everybody's favorite planet. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It is. We all know it. So Pluto, your transformation, taking time to reflect on the work of transformation that you're doing. So this is our week in a nutshell. Let's see if I can just get this. So here we go, and you can see the transits are actually busier towards the second half of the week. Very slow Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday, and because of Mercury, they pick up over the weekend. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a lot more transits, but that's because of Mercury. And we do have Mars on Monday going into Leo. Tuesday, we have the last quarter moon in Aquarius. Wednesday, there's that. Thursday, Mercury goes into Taurus. Then we have our weekend. And you can see the moon starts in Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, a little bit into Saturday. We do have Pisces, a bit into Saturday, actually. And then Saturday into Sunday is Aries. And then late Sunday is Taurus. So that's our week. Slow in the beginning of the week with a little bit of intensity because of that Mars transition and the last quarter moon, and then really picking up on Thursday because of Mercury. So let me get my notes ready here and my cuppa beverage, coffee alternative without any caffeine. No, it doesn't taste like coffee, but it does taste great with maple syrup. Okay. So finishing up from a long time ago is Jupiter and Taurus squaring the south node. So Jupiter here finding, taking the opportunity to find your peace, finding your strength. It's helping give you the strength to let go of. This is a waxing or kind of a waning square. So you're releasing what unrealistic expectations and how that's holding you back from finding your inner peace and getting in tune with your inner strength and grabbing those opportunities. So that's the ideal there. And be aware of how having a healthy self-pride can help you to release those unrealistic expectations. Knowing what your potentials are, knowing what you're really capable of, says, this is what I know I can do. That's somebody else's expectations. Let them go. The shadow is a crisis in confidence, whether you're too confident or underconfident. And then this becomes a crushing burden because you're trying to be perfect when really nobody can. Let's be honest. And I'm keeping these two together so you can see it. But we do have the Mercury in Taurus is also in a T-square. This is finishing up the North Node in Pisces. So the North Node is understanding your life's purpose or your destiny, and in Pisces, being able to see it from a higher perspective, maybe understanding a more deeper level. And finding your inner peace and inner strength is helping you to strengthen your understanding, your perspective on that higher purpose and that destiny. Move this over here. So finding that opportunity, finding that peace and taking those opportunities can help you and healing that understanding of your destiny. And I don't think healing is the right word there, but helping you to better understand that destiny, understand that purpose so that you can achieve it and take the opportunities to achieve it. Again, that crisis of confidence locks you into a rigid mindset and just unrealistic expectations, but falling into a fantasy about what that higher purpose is, and falling into illusion and delusion and deceiving yourself. And that makes this whole barbell here cave in on you. I mean, we've all seen those YouTube videos and TikToks and whatever else where the guy tries to pick up too much weight and he's got it crushing him on the chest. That's what this turns into. If you're balancing this properly, you're understanding things from a higher level, releasing unrealistic expectations, and that winds up strengthening your ability to understand your opportunity, your self-pride, your self-concept, etc. So there's that. We do have Jupiter sextiling Chiron, and again, finding that inner peace is helping you to heal on a deeper level, maybe understand your wounds from a higher level so that you can release them and let them go. Oh, I forgot to bold that. So finding that peace, taking the opportunity to calm down, chill out, can help with your healing journey, and especially healing journey. And having that faith and trust in you helps you to understand it at a deeper level. And this, again, like I said, helps you to release those wounds. The shadow here, the crisis of confidence, whether over or under confidence, uh, leads to a deeper wounding or a denial of the wounds and living in this fantasy and self-deception. And that just leads to deeper, like I said, it leads to deeper wounding. And we begin the week, I believe, here, yes, with the moon in Capricorn. And this is a releasing moon. So accepting the challenges and release the responsibilities that are not yours. Letting them go, not worth hanging on to. So accept challenges before you and self-discipline responsibility that goes with them, and let go of the ones that are not yours. There are other people are trying to dump on you, not your job. Trying to own or control everyone and everything and micromanage is just going to have you feeling frustrated and leaving you uptight and isolated. So those are the transits from last week. And we begin Monday with the Sun in Taurus sextiling Saturn in Pisces. We're going to have a lot of solar transits. I'm hoping I have all these dates right and fixed up finally. But the Sun in Taurus, I said, was finding that inner peace, finding that inner strength. And when you're able to do that, calm down, chill out, that can help you mature spiritually. Saturn is that planet of self-discipline and maturity. And in Pisces, I like calling it spiritual discipline. I think that's what it is. Spiritual maturity, and finding that inner peace and inner strength can help you become more of your higher self and embracing your higher self. And that sextile is an excitement or an interest. So doing that is good for you. The shadow, that the sun can be that it's the false ego. It's either you're burning too bright or that dark star that doesn't want to shine. And that can lead to laziness or the bull in the china shop. And that leads to frustration and self-deception. And that can help to create frustration, self-deception, and actually create more problems and sabotage. It leads to self-sabotage and pessimism and a desire to escape what it perceives as a life of failure. And this is our long transit for the week. Oh, actually, no, hold on a second. We have Mars entering Leo. Mars, planet of courage and assertiveness. I like that nice positive picture of Mars going into Leo, having the courage to express yourself and be seen. And let's remember, assertiveness has you feeling respected and the people you're presenting to feeling respected. So we're talking about courage and confidence, appropriate self-courage and learning appropriate courage, appropriate self-confidence, and standing up, being seen, being appreciated. Leo likes to be appreciated. So it's that issue right there. And having the strength to express your creative talents can help others to notice you and notice your abilities. I was actually, just as an aside, it's interesting that this is happening today. The students are setting up their art show at the school that I work, and some of those kids, holy cow, good stuff. Nonetheless, I digress. But having that courage to present your skills, talents, and abilities for others people to see and appreciate, and getting that praise can be very incredible. Now, the shadow, Mars can fall into fear. And fear can be those angry outbursts. Fear can also be cowardice. And in Leo, it can be the drama king and the drama queen, or it can be that person who doesn't want to be seen. So falling into fear leads to the creation, acting out of a false self, creating unnecessary drama, trying to hide away. Either choice is a false choice. It's a false choice either which way, and can come across as childish and insincere and have you being alone. And on top of that, we now add this Venus in Pisces in a trine. So Venus in Pisces. Venus and Pisces in a trine. So understanding your relationships on a spiritual level or on a deeper level, or understanding them from a higher perspective, can help you to find that self-confidence. And knowing that you have these friends to support you and encourage you, and to tell you, hey, let go of this false image, or let go of this false humility, etc. Stand up, be seen, be appreciated. So that can be a encouragement from others to help you find your ability to stand up, and to help you find your voice in a sense. So being present in your relationships can help you to find that strength, be appreciated. Empathy as well. Now the shadow here is being slick and manipulative, having your crowd of yes men telling you what you want to hear, and then going out, and then that slips right into the drama king and drama queen, or find those people tell you, oh no, you're right, you can't do it. And this can fall into a sense of self-sabotage, having you living an illusion and a delusion, whether you think you're greater than you really are, or less than you really are. And that can be self-sabotaging and lead you to not being seen, or people not wanting to see you, or people never noticing you. And then that appreciation that Leo is seeking, that the positive affirmation that Leo really wants to seek, isn't given. And on Tuesday, we have the moon entering Aquarius, and this is a releasing moon. So we're in the waning moon now. So this is about releasing things. And with the moon in Aquarius, what are you releasing? What's not authentic to you. And with the moon, it's your emotional self. So release feelings that are not authentic to you. Also the need for approval by others. If you want to laugh, enjoy, have a good joke and chuckle to yourself, laugh. If you want to feel sad, even though everybody's celebrating, whatever. Learn to feel authentic and let go of everybody else is laughing, I have to laugh too and be in a good mood. And if you're not, hey, let it go. And so let that go and accept your ability to make choices and being free to make those choices. Give yourself that permission. The shadow here is acting or selling out for a reaction of approval from others, and you feel phony at the end of the day. And with the last quarter moon in Aquarius, if you're learning to be authentic and releasing what's not the feelings that are not true to you, this is helping you let that go. And this helps you to strengthens you to find more peace in who you really are at heart. And that helps you to be more at peace with yourself, more peace with your identity. And just as an example, I remember many, many, many years ago, I was at a funeral. The individual died way, way, way too young. He wasn't even out of high school. He had a heart condition, passed away, and walked into the church, and people are like crying and all that stuff. And I'm chuckling to myself and laughing. I was like, what do you mean? Is that I told everybody all the practical jokes he pulled on me, and he didn't, and not a joke. Jokes. This kid was a joker, and we all started laughing, and we all started actually at a sad moment actually really appreciating him in a way. But being able to feel authentically helped, in that situation, helped me, be more confident in who I am. And that's what this square is about. This square is, by releasing that need for approval, helps you find that inner peace and inner strength that comes from Taurus. The shadow here is, again, being inauthentic leads to, that peace, that false ego, shining too bright or not wanting to be seen at all. And Taurus, the bull is either lazy, just looking for the easy way out, or it's that bull in the china shop, acting up, acting out, wanting to be seen. And that is just a disaster. So acting out emotionally, trying to fit in can feel stressful, create inner turmoil, also creates instability and leads to an inability to express who you really are and what you're really feeling. And it also creates a crisis in like your own identity. What am I really feeling? Because if you're not willing to feel authentic, and it can feel like a crushing burden. Blah, I'm blathering. Long day at work, long weekend. Ah, Wednesday, the Sun in Taurus. I mentioned we had a lot of solar transits. Sun in Taurus sextiling Neptune in Pisces. Finding this inner peace, finding your inner stability, finding your inner strength can help you learn to be present. I think Neptune in Pisces, the best description is don't just do something, sit there, be there. When you're able to find that inner strength, inner peace, and say, this is where I am, this is what I'm doing, it will help you to be present and in the moment and create more awareness of the moment. And I think that's very strong. And what is this? And bring you more in tune with your inner self as well. And I think that's very good. The shadow, the ego can be stubborn in many different ways. I'm not going to elaborate on that, let you go off on that. And that will get you stuck in self-illusion and self-delusion, create frustration in a way, but leading to a desire to escape or leaving a desire to escape or live in illusion, living in delusion, and living in a fantasy. I think that's about it there. Go with it. And on Wednesday, we also have the moon entering Pisces. And what is the moon here? Again, another waning moon. We're still in that waning moon phase. What is it letting go of? What is no longer inspiring you? The things that, in the past, they got you going, they got you like, yeah, and now it's time to say, you know what, just not working anymore. Let it go. You got to clean the old clothes out of the closet so you can fit the new clothes that you just bought in. When you're dealing with little kids, get rid of the old toys, and you can you can get new toys and put them in that toy box. Yay. So let go of what doesn't inspire you so you can find what does or what could, and take the time to seek out spiritual insights. And the moon is going to be going through the smaller train that we do have in Pisces of the North Node, which is your destiny, self-discipline, spirituality, relationships, and healing. So we're still going to go through that train. It's a lesser train, so it's still going to have a degree of energy to it. But let go of what's no longer motivating you. I think there's that. Clinging to it and trying to repeat that can lead to feelings of emptiness or a life of illusion. Also can feel isolating, and a desire to numb yourself to escape this emptiness. Nothing like wasting time or just doing empty work just to fill empty space. And on Thursday, we have Mercury entering Taurus. So Mercury is learning and communication in Taurus, practical, down to earth. You learn by doing. I think that's a very much a Taurus lesson. Also a Capricorn lesson too, I think. Yeah, I digress. But this is getting down to practical, hands-on, focusing on the real-world lessons. Take time to calm down and sit with what you're doing before working on it. And look at the common sense solutions to life's dilemmas. People make things too difficult. Taurus says, you know what? Do one thing at a time. Do it well. Just get it done. Do the work. It's okay, kid. Got kid on my lap too. The shadow here, Mercury, not wanting to learn, either talking too much or not at all. This can create being scattered and unfocused and make life a big mental and physical mess. Having too many irons in the fire, so to speak, the person who's trying to clean the whole house all at once instead of one room at a time. Nothing gets done. Stubbornly sticking to past keeps you caught in an endless rut as well. That's a note, just there's that. And on Thursday and into Friday, we have Mercury aspecting the nodes of the moon. Forgot to put that in there. Oh, well, life happens. Mercury aspecting the nodes. So as you calm yourself down mentally, what do we have here first? The North Node. This helps as you calm yourself down mentally. I'm going to go with that. I like it. And it's going to help you understand your purpose from a higher perspective and maybe be a little more at peace with it. So, and what do we have? That? And also finding practical information that can lead to renewed interest in your life's purpose and understanding your life's purpose at a higher and deeper level. And or also finding those things that you can do, those practical things that you can do that can inspire you towards finding achievement. The shadow here is repeating what you already know, just creates emptiness and no achievement and senses of futility. And the graphic should look familiar because anytime something's transiting the North Node, usually it hits right on the South Node as well. So here, finding that, calm yourself down mentally can help you become aware of how you're holding yourself back with unrealistic expectations so you can let them go. So where is that? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, and helps you just release those unrealistic expectations that pass and being at peace with it, saying this is no longer helping me. This is not even my expectation, not even my dream. Let it go, let it be, let it, whatever. So, and this is not the T-square, so this is not a hard aspect. These are two what we call softer aspects. So it's a little bit more friendly, a little bit more easier to work with. The sextile is creating excitement. So this is creating excitement and interest in your higher purpose. And the trine is giving you the support to let go of what no longer serves you. Work with that way. It'll be good for you. Friday, we have another transit of the sun. Your ego, your core identity is very busy this week. Sun in Taurus trining Pluto retrograde. So as you're taking the time to calm yourself down and calm down your identity, it's giving you a chance to reflect on the work of transformation and the inner transformation, and in Capricorn, doing the work of transformation, but doing work on your integrity and character. I like those two words for Capricorn. I think it really fits the Pluto transit there. So focusing on your inner strengths focusing on your inner strengths can help you calm down and reflect on that inner transformation, inner healing, and creating that inner peace can help you face the deeper truths of life and reflect on them. I think that's very, very important. That's another little Pluto thing he likes doing with you. The shadow here is, that false sense of pride, being lazy, or that proverbial bull in the china shop, overacting and just blowing off steam, can reinforce the wounds of the past, deepen them, damaging your character, damaging your integrity. And this can result in either laziness or a cynical attitude towards your own life and maybe towards others even. Definitely towards life. There we go. How long? Now I'm looking at this. How long is it going to be before Pluto and the North Node are conjunct? Wow. Okay. Saturday, Mercury, or a little race car of the solar system, will be conjunct Uranus, whatever you want to call him. The planet that has 7 north and 7 south poles, and instead of having them going up and down, they face kind of east-west sort of ish. It's the crazy planet. And the focus here is on you learning who you really are. Finding the information, you learning who you are, being at peace with it, finding that strength, and also being able to communicate that and knowing the strength and the inner strength that comes from that. And this can help you become more of your individual self. So focus on learning and communicating who you really are, knowing that that can strengthen you and bring peace. Taurus, I think Taurus very much of being at peace. Yeah, Taurus can do the hard work, but think of Ferdinand the Bull. Does his work, but he knows when to chill out and how to. And finding that peace that can strengthen you for the next phase of your journey. The shadow here is Mercury can be an out of control mind and mouth, and Uranus can either be acting out to get a reaction or selling out to fit in. And that can be destabilizing. It's a lazy way out. It's looking for the easy way out. And that acting out, either which way, it doesn't bring you any inner peace, and it's not calming. And it leads you becoming someone that is insecure and unstable. I like that comment there. And also on Saturday, we have the moon entering Aries. Again, our waning moon in Aries releasing what? Your fears. What are your inner fears right now? Let some of them go. Release a sense of fear and foreboding and find your inner sense of courage. Expect to find challenges, learn to accept them, knowing that working through these challenges will help you build your courage and build your confidence and build the emotional courage and confidence. So there we go with that. Falling deeper into fear can lead to outbursts of anger or desire to hide away. Anger, outbursts or cowardice. Neither which way is good. And Sunday, we have Mercury in Taurus, exiling Saturn in Pisces, which will be, eventually, we will have that Uranus-Saturn sextile. Holy cow, when that hits. We'll deal with that when it comes up. Some people are feeling those energies, but I digress. You can tell my inner Mercury is a little off today. Mercury in Taurus, again, finding that mentally calming yourself down, getting in tune with yourself can help you with your spiritual maturity. I'm just going to go with that. Learning to be practical and finding mental stability can help you with your spiritual maturity, can create an interest in it, and help you with the growth in that. And also help build a sense of self-respect in your achievements. So in self-respect specifically in your spiritual achievements. I think that's and your spiritual maturity as well. Learn to calm down. Shadow here that's mentally scattered and an unstable mind creates a sense of being overwhelmed, leading to cynical attitude towards learning and higher knowledge, because Saturn can feel frustrating. And in Pisces, falling into illusion, delusion, self-deception, your mind gets out of control. That leads to an out of control spirit, can lead to an out of control spirit, illusion, delusion, and everything just cards, throwing a deck of cards into a hurricane and expecting to find them perfectly, on the ground is not going to happen. There was something else I was going to say there. I have my notes here. Mental maturity. And on Saturday, and this happens late Saturday night in the Eastern time zone. So west of the Eastern time zone, you will experience this earlier, but late Sunday night. I should say Sunday there, I hope. Late Sunday night, the moon enters Taurus, and this will be leading us into the new moon in Taurus. But take time to calm down and release stress. Chill out, people. That's the lesson here. Calm yourself down, find opportunities for peace and quiet, and enjoy them. Because this is Sunday before the work week starts on Monday for many people, unless you're working one of those jobs where you have to work on Sunday. But do take that time to calm yourself down, chill out, find that inner peace and that inner strength and that inner sense of well-being. Can help you prepare, it can help strengthen you. Becoming stubborn can leave you stuck and exhausted and even burn yourself out. So that's our week in a nutshell. Do follow me on social media. I am on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And mind you, these three corporations and most social media corporations, they're taking all your data, selling it, etc., making billions, and you ain't making much, if anything, out. So I am on the Digital Soul Space. I do recommend them. They're run by the Mighty Networks, which is concerned about your data, concerned about your privacy, and letting you control it and how it is used. And it's also a troll-free zone. We have 4 wonderful moderators that keeps everything calm and at peace, and just everybody's really good there, honestly. I call it the happy corner of the internet. And like I do astrology on there, but there are people who do crystals, tarot, oracle cards, many, many, many different spiritual practices. People who teach meditation and talk about meditation, just a lot of incredible insights and discussions. And I like what Michael said one time. There are no experts. There's no gurus here. Everybody is there sharing what they know, and it helps you find what works for you. So it's an incredible place to go. Let me go to the website-ish thingy here, just really quick. Here's my website. The keys that I offer you to help you understand, there's a quick 6 if you want to see how your chart changes. But first key is understanding your birth chart, which is your birth contract. It's who you came here to become. And then there's the past life reading or a karmic reading. This is the chart behind the chart. If you have like patterns that keep repeating, why do I keep facing these situations? I can tell you why and how you heal them and release them. And if you do believe in past lives, it's a karmic wound that you came here to heal. Quick Pick combines them into one big reading and one big story. Your second set of keys is the horoscopes. These are the lessons that lead you on your path to becoming who you really are. And I do yearly, 3-month, and monthly. And this can be, the yearly can be starting any month and goes for 12 months later, a calendar year later. Quarterly is 3 months in a row. Monthly horoscope, I like to do new moon to new moon, but there are people who like to go the first day of the calendar month to the last day of the calendar month. But that's what it is, and I like to do that. And I do have packages that combine these readings together, and there's a 10% discount built right in. You'll either get the pop-up or you click on subscribe. I do a once-a-week newsletter giving you first access to these insights. If you click on services, services is where you order all your different readings. When you order a reading with me, I make a recording of it. So I'll read your birth chart, share the recording with it. You watch it, you make your list of questions, and then when we get together to talk, you're now asking the questions that you have. Instead of trying to squeeze them in, that's your time to sit down and say, tell me more about this, or hey, you didn't talk about this. Can you explore that for me? And so that's your chance to delve deeper. So services is how you order your readings. Scheduling is where I do the 30, 45 hour and a half long consultations. That might just get down to 30, 60, and 90 minutes soon. But that's there. That's where you schedule, and that's where you fix the times. Hey, I really want to talk to you about this, and you schedule and set the time. Blog is where I take my individual transit readings deeper. Events is where I'm doing events. Haven't done them in a while. I really got to get out there. Contact me, email me, ask questions. We'll set something up. So there's the site. I'm also on the MIRL app at Freedom Astro, and that's where you can contact me same day. You know, the days that I'm available, the times that I'm available, rather than trying, oh man, I didn't schedule it far enough in advance. You can ping me the same day and we work it out. So I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for listening to this YouTube video. It might go into podcast form. I'm really taking that into consideration. Like, follow, share, sign up for that newsletter, and remember, in the visible sky, your life changes. Thank you very much. Have the best week possible. And I'm hoping to get back into a routine where I have these done Sunday nights. I'm still dealing with being a school librarian.